Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your favorite content-deprived ghoul here, and I found an absolute oasis in the desert. Over the next 2 months, we've got an abundance of great choices for games coming our way this holiday season. I've put together a list of 10 incredible options, but let me know in the comments if you found any other gems. I'll be going in order of availability, and as always, everything is timestamped for your viewing pleasure. First up, we have Super People, a battle royale that blends PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds with Valorant to create an atmosphere of fast gunplay and strategic ability usage, including devastating ultimates like Blackout, Fog of War, or even a tactical nuke. This game offered over $1.2 million in cash prizes for their daily tournament series during their alpha playtest a couple months ago, and is promising to deliver both a competitive scene and a relaxing quick play experience. There's about a dozen different classes to choose from, such as Sniper or SWAT, with more on the way like the upcoming Demolisher class. At launch, there will be a solo, duo, and quads queue, as well as VoIP and an extensive ranking system. They have both a third person and first person mode available. Super People launches on October 10th or 11th, depending on your time zone, and will be free to play. The global playtest for this next game, Warhaven, will be available October the 11th and run for about 3 weeks. It's a free test and is going to feature intense 16 versus 16 third person medieval combat mixed with ability usage combat, and a roster of 6 deadly and diverse heroes, such as a shield brute tank, an archer, or a healer. When you build up your ultimate meter, you can transform into one of 4 demigods, like the Divine Cavalry Rider, or a sorceress that can rain down fire. The gameplay looks to be a kind of mix between For Honor and Battlefront, with a focus on objectives and teamwork amongst the 4 squads of 4 per team. Each point on the map has a strategic value, such as a ballista tower or catapult, that will help you defend that location or assault another location. As far as MMORPGs go, we actually have an interesting play here from Amazon. After only 1 year, New World will be introducing a new expansion called Brimstone Sands on October the 18th. Accompanying this expansion is a revamped leveling process to help streamline players, as well as a new Heart Gem rune system. New World now has a 3v3 PvP arena, a 20 versus 20 game mode called Outpost Rush, 50 versus 50 Guild Wars, along with more endgame expeditions and mutated modifiers for them to ramp up the loot and difficulty. There's also been updates to the guild territory control system and a host of new features such as a group finder for dungeons, more and expansive quest chains, new weapons, and monster types, as well as an Azoth Salt PvP currency you can earn by participating in PvP and remaining flagged within the overworld. Following 2 weeks after the expansion, New World will be creating a set of fresh start servers on November the 2nd. Next up is an indie sleeper known as A Plague's Tale, which is dropping their sequel later this month on October the 18th and calling it Requiem. The original game, A Plague's Tale Innocence, is available on the Xbox Games Pass and is honestly amazing. It's pretty rare for me to pick up a single player title since I'm a PvP dopamine fiend, but this one was totally worth it. You start off as a weak, sickly peasant and become a Princess of Persia stylized assassin. The massive host of plague rats are your enemy, but also your greatest ally. Quick to devour your foes, as well as covering your tracks, the Black Death is a devastating tool that you must learn to adapt with in order to overcome the Inquisition that will stop at nothing to bring you to your knees. Travel through towns, countrysides, and across battlefields in this thrilling action RPG. We've got another open world action RPG title on our hands this month with Gotham Knights. October the 21st is going to be brutal now that Batman is dead. Gotham City just lost its iconic superhero, and there's a whole lot of villains that need to be reminded that the streets of Gotham are still unsafe for their corruption. Play as one of 4 knights, such as Batgirl or Nightwing, and use stealth and extreme violence to defeat the malcontents of Gotham City and seek justice for Bruce Wayne. Fight crime either solo or with a friend through the entire game. October the 28th, we have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. This game is going to have an absolute ton of features and promises 2 years of free content releases post-launch. To start, it has multiple 6v6 competitive modes such as Search and Destroy, Hardpoint, and Domination. It also has a 20 versus 20 invasion mode with continuously upgrading AI militias, increasingly lethal vehicle deliveries, and match-defining kill streaks. The ground war mode pits two teams of 32 against each other, featuring a massive variety of vehicles like fast attack boats, APCs, helicopters, and offers the ability to spawn on teammates, making squad play a key to victory. The game will also release with a cinematic, globe-trotting single-player campaign and a Special Forces co-op mode. This October the 28th through the 30th, we've got the return of the free monthly playtest cycle for Dark and Darker. This game is a looter shooter blending elements from Hunt Showdown, Escape from Tarkov, and Chivalry into an unforgettable experience. Be prepared for challenging player versus environment encounters, from poison-spitting dragonflies and floor spikes to dead-eye skeleton archers, deadly wraiths, and a group-wiping end boss known as the Lich. This game has extremely visceral player versus player combat and its full loot. There are secret rooms and passageways throughout the levels with Diablo-style loot. Combat features melee, archery, and spellcasting alongside a variety of weapon types and 6 classes such as the Stealthy Rogue or Raging Barbarian. It went from 300 players in its free August playtest to 100,000 players in September. Fight players, monsters, and bosses, all while trying to steal treasure and extract from the map or delve deeper and risk it all. The much anticipated God of War series returns with Ragnarok, dropping November the 9th. Fight against the continued onslaught of Norse mythology, including Freya, Dreki, and Thor himself. Kratos' axe will be splitting the skulls of monsters, beasts, dark elves, and anyone or anything else who gets in his way. At his side will be his son Atreus, known to the Jotnar as Loki, who is becoming a demigod of war himself. Is this what it means to be a god? Is this how it always ends? Play as both characters to solve puzzles, bring down colossal bosses, and leave a trail of death and destruction wherever you go. Looming on the horizon is the Battle Royale sequel, Warzone 2.0, which will be releasing on November the 16th. Featuring 120 players on a massive new map known as Al Mazrah, get ready for a redefined BR experience. It'll feature about a dozen vehicles, AI-controlled outposts, underwater areas, an overworld with multiple biomes, and an underground cave system linking parts of the map. Multiple final circles will appear, eventually converging to bring the best of the best together for a legendary showdown. Also releasing alongside Warzone 2.0 is a new mode known as the Demilitarized Zone, or DMZ. This is going to be a looter-shooter extract mode very similar to Escape from Tarkov. Players will be bringing in items and loot each match, and then searching for higher quality equipment and resources before attempting to exfiltrate in order to bank their gains. There will also be dozens of other squads attempting to do the same thing, with 100 players being supported in DMZ, offering a lot of variety and constant player versus player engagements. And finally, we have Warhammer 40,000 Darktide, which is set to release at the end of November on the 30th. This game will expand on Warhammer's notoriously brutal co-op experience with 4 players in a first-person shooter dropped into a chaos-infested hive city. Using one of 4 classes such as the Zealot or the Psyker, you're going to hack and slash as well as headshot your way through hordes of heretics using everything at your disposal from chainswords and power hammers to las, melta, and plasma guns. You are representatives of the Inquisition, the left hand of the God Emperor, and all who stand against the Imperium of Man must be purged. Welcome to 2 months of beautiful drip-fed content. I'll see you for the next one.